wonderful collectors and action figure fans, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For the package, much like a lot of the new Earthrise figures, you got this greenish sort of overtone. Got an absolutely gorgeous image of Optimus right there on the side. The front here obviously has the Transformers text with the Generation logo and a really large window that fully showcases the figure and his massive accessory. Come around to the bottom, words. Come to the top, more words. Come to the side. Absolutely gorgeous image here with all the different figures that obviously we're going to be getting and the arc crashing down to the earth. You come around to the back of the package and here you can see Optimus in his robot mode as well as his vehicle. The fact that he transforms in 35 steps and now you can use him with the trailer itself. But for the packaging on this guy, that is about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have him opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his semi-truck mode. And sweet, sweet baby Jesus, Hasbro is basically making now miniature versions of Masterpiece figures. This is terrific. Now, much like all the other leader class figures that we've gotten, he is essentially a Voyager scale figure with a lot of extra accessories, much like Shockwave came with something, as well as Astro Train. Optimus obviously comes with his trailer, which again, fits. I'm okay with the price point when it's something like this. Same as I was with Astro Train, it works with the character and in this particular case the figure as well. Now I want to do some size comparisons first and foremost. Here is a deluxe size figure. Here's obviously Sideswipe. You can see scale wise, again, they work really good together. The vast majority of the time we saw Optimus in vehicle mode with this trailer, so this looks fine. Now you can also still remove it and it still looks pretty good, if you ask me. I mean, the size isn't that much different. And by that, I mean when you compare him to the previous Voyager class Optimus, that from the Siege line, that's this guy. Now, this is the animation color look for it, or the cell look. And I mean, again, a lot of people really do think that Hasbro's being very slavish to the G1 design, which is why I think a lot of people really like the Siege stuff because it homages how they originally looked, but gives us a slightly different kind of take on it. As you can see, I mean, he still looks like a semi-truck. He still has that shape, the color. There are some obvious differences, but it works pretty good and is about the same size. I mean, this guy is a little bit longer in terms of the vehicle mode, but it worked good with the deluxe figures before. So this one I think does pretty good. And yes, if you do have this, you can take this. You do still have the hole right there. You can plug this in there. I feel that's a little bit shorter of a look. I don't necessarily think that looks all that great. Obviously, this is what he is meant for. And the cool thing about this is you can fold that down just like that, and it can sit there. That's so cool. Unfortunately, there's no figures that I know of that can really fit in here. I mean, you can split that up, and then it just doesn't close all the way. So I guess you kind of could. It is unfortunate that you can't really fit any other figures in there, but I do have a solution for that, which I'll touch on here in a bit. But taking a look first at the trailer, getting that closed, you kind of have to open it a little bit to get that back door to be able to open and close. There's some tabs on the side there. It doesn't just pull out. You kind of have to spread it apart to get it to open up. But get that. Come on. There we go. Great looking trailer. Maybe a little bit too short. It's not egregious or anything. It works pretty good. I do like how he does have this section. You can kind of fold it either way. It doesn't really matter. You got the absolute gorgeous Autobot logo. It is done primarily in this like gray plastic. You can see some nice dark plastic throughout the entire thing. The tires have some nice silver in the rims. Got that blue stripe going across there. Overall looks the way that it needs to. Really happy with it. That gets a little bit more mechanical looking than a normal door would, but I'm okay with it because you can also open this, and we'll get to a lot of the stuff here in a bit, but you can separate this piece. Now, well, let's just open it all the way up. You can pull this piece off, maybe. Come on, there we go. Come on. It just tabs in. There we are. So you can remove this. He can hold it or plug it into the side and use that as a shield. This piece can also attach to like Omega Supreme, so that's also an option. Well, oops. I guess you... Maybe if I had paid closer attention, you don't have to take that whole thing off. You guys were watching me and you're like, you don't have to do it. That part just slides out. My bad. So that slides up there. Fills that in, and then you can just remove it. And that's what he can use for a shield. Good job, Paul. Stupid. But getting that back on there, and then you can see real nice detail on the inside. A lot of nice sculpted work. You got a ton of these holes on here so you can hold a lot of weapons. But this is what is really fun about this particular set. Like I said, basically it's a masterpiece sort of thing. Now you can put that down, have that there. This piece here can swivel up. It now can become a maintenance thing. I mean, you can have it like this as well. You can't really, I mean, you can close it. So much like the vintage toy and the Masterpiece toys and everything, you can have this on the outside like that. You can also have this be a mechanical thing. Here, let me put this here. You can have that. You can rotate that back around. You can have him getting worked on. Obviously, it works a little bit better in terms of the robot mode. You can stand him up like that. You can have him stand there, and this can come down working on him. You can have him lay down on it. You can have this kind of playing around, doing some surgery on it. Really cool. You got a little hinge right here. You got a hinge here, also a swivel. These are on ball joints, so you can move that around. You can also take this piece off. It just tabs in some posts right there. You can put that anywhere you want. I mean, it works really good in robot mode as well. It goes onto his backpack, so you do have that as an option. Now, the unfortunate thing is he doesn't come with roller. That's okay, because one of my patrons, shout out to you, Ryan, brought this to my attention and actually sent this to me. I don't know the entire story. I believe somebody designed this and then Ryan 3D printed it. But here we have a roller that I'll put a link down in the video description. If you want to add this to your collection and add this to this, it works beautifully. As you can see, it can hold 4 Titan Masters or Prime Masters, whatever. I have the 13th Alpha Trion, Prima, and then Vector Prime here. But you can see you can have 4 of them fit in here very nicely. Kind of wiggle those out. The sides here have some little cutout sections so that when you kind of bend their feet in there, their arms kind of sit in that groove. So they slide over and fit inside very nicely, which I think is outstanding. Again, wonderful, wonderful addition. But it can work very nicely with this. So you can open this up. This can sit here. You can have that roll down. It does close perfectly fine like that. The other thing that is nice is that it is fully functional with 5mm weapons. So you got a couple different posts all over the place. You can obviously take this. You can plug that right there, so you can have him carrying that. Or let's be more specific, this is the Siege Optimist Gun. So this right here is the new Earthrise Optimist Gun. You can kind of see a similar look in style. This one looks a hell of a lot better. I wish that wasn't there, but I'm okay with it. And then you can again take this, just plug that right in there, so you can have that roll around. Or, because that's what Roller did, we can close this back up, put this up, and yeah, it fits that beautifully. And you can have Roller towing around the trailer. I mean, how freaking amazing is that? Great detail on here as well. I mean, it is a 3D printed piece. Very high quality. I'm dropping it. It feels really very nice. Tires look good, rolls very nicely, has the accurate tires and everything. Obviously this is the silver, not the blue, but this is great. Cannot recommend this enough. Oh, you know what, I didn't even check this. So that, oh no, I don't know if that, no, I don't think that fits there. Maybe it's supposed to. No, that doesn't line up. I was trying to see if there's a way to plug that in, but Absolutely love this. If you're a fan of this, this is definitely something that I would consider adding to the overall package here. I'm not sure the pricing or anything. Like I said, I'll put a link down in the video description. Totally recommend adding this to this because it really does kind of complete it. And I love the fact that you can use it with these guys. It can hold the weapons. Like I said, it can tow this. A lot of functionality with it. But taking a look at Optimus himself, again, he does have that more G1 cartoon look. Now, I have a harder time getting that to stay all the way down. You can kind of see how it like pops up so it doesn't sit down all the way. Oh wait, no, there it goes. All right, there you go. A little bit of friction did it, but looks fantastic. A lot of stuff on here is similar to that Siege Optimus, but different enough that he's still very fun to transform. I love the blue for the windows. You got some nice blue for the headlights. A lot of nice silver detail with the front grille. Nice silver coming across. Gorgeous Autobot logo. The smokestacks have a nice silver paint to them, which usually those are just gray, which I love the fact that those are painted. You have the fuel tanks here on the side, which incorporate very nicely. I do kind of wish that the hubcaps or rims or whatever were painted silver like the back ones, but that's okay. I mean, you got the nice silver on there as well, so I don't know why they couldn't have done that. I'll live with it. Some nice silver here. A lot of the colors come out really very nicely in terms of the red and the blue. It just pops and looks like Optimus. I mean, again, I thought they did a great job with this, and they did. They absolutely did. Just, I didn't think it could get much better. This takes it to a whole new level. I mean, this is truly a masterpiece style figure shrunken down. I'm just absolutely blown away by this. Now, his transformation is fairly simple, like I said. 1 or 2 tries, and you should have it down pat. You want to take these, rotate these around. That's going to fill in his thighs, which is nice. Come around to the side bits. You got little tab pieces here. You're going to pull that out, and then pull the tire away as well. So do that all the way across the side. And this whole bit right here, you can kind of wiggle this, and we're going to pull that away. Going to bring these arms out. Kind of just bring them back like that. It kind of keeps them out of the way. And then you can take this bit here and you're going to hinge that kind of back just a little. Just bring these legs down. Take these little bits on the side. You want to fold those out, filling out the back side pieces of him, I guess. And then you can rotate this whole piece all the way around like so. Straighten out these legs and take these, fold those down like that. You can then split the legs and then fold the feet out. The feet on every Optimus Prime have been like this since as far back as I can remember when they've been doing updated Transformer figures. Kind of keep that down like that. This whole piece is going to fold all the way back. Well, okay, let's get the arm out of the way. Fold this back, and then you're going to rotate his head around. That will sit there, and then bring this up. Tab this into the back piece. That locks the head in place. This whole section here folds in. Very similar, as you can see, to what we had before. And then this whole thing collapses down. Hold on. Like that. And then accordions all the way down. And then locks down, filling everything in. That is amazing how easy that is. I love that. So awesome. This piece right here, you're going to rotate this up. And then that swings in. Come around to these arms on the inside of the forearm. Is this panel. Fold that out. Rotate out his gorgeous hands. Do that on this side as well. Inside panel. Fold that out. Fold that out. Straighten everything out. And ladies and gentlemen, we have what's probably a better Optimus Prime than I would ever have guessed at this price point and size. This is amazing. And honestly, I am blown away by what Hasbro has done with this. As I said earlier, this is basically like a miniature masterpiece figure. Now, like I said with the trailer, you can open it up like this, and then you can do a couple things. You can have him stand right there, and then you can have this like come down and go do a little operation on him. You can set it down here. You can lay him down. You can have, this looks a little bit better, I think, going like this, because he's getting repaired, so he's probably going to want to lay down. Yeah, that as an option. like I talked about, this piece here can actually detach, and then you can come around here to the back. You got a hole right there that you can plug this in, and I don't know why you would want to do that. I mean, they have a little gun thing with them. I suppose you can do that. All sorts of stuff. You can also take his gun. He can hold it very nicely. I do wish that wasn't there. I mean, I guess that's good for like storage purposes, but I don't like that post right there. The gun looks great though. Using the one that came with the Siege one, I guess kind of looks pretty good, but I like the thickness of this one. That one's really cool. I do dig that. For storage with them, you can also fold this up. You can come around to the back of him, and then that same thing that you plugged in there, you can plug that there if you so desire. If you don't want to have the gun anywhere, you can take this and you can plug it there, and then again you can close that up very nicely, store that gun there. You got a lot of different storage options here that you can plug weapons, so that's nice, because actually there's a lot of guns that are out there, so it's a nice thing to have, like this extra storage. You can, like I said, take this off, although I messed that up before. You can use that as a shield. Again, not, well, I guess that looks a little bit better like that. It's nice. Probably would have preferred to get like his axe though. I mean, that would have been a cool accessory to get, you know, that big giant axe that he's always known to use. Well, not known to use, but he used it in like a couple episodes, or like one episode. I don't remember, but that's cool. Really do dig it. It's like I said, it's a fun additional accessory that actually works with him. So I dig that. Now, he does have one other accessory that I didn't show you because, well, I didn't have him in his robot mode. So Optimus Prime is obviously the leader of the Autobots. What does the leader of the Autobots have? That is the Matrix of Leadership. Yeah, he comes with a little Matrix of Leadership. Absolutely fantastic. So you can open this up, much like a lot of other Optimus Prime figures. It's a little bit kind of loose on there, but you can open that. You can then take this, kind of push from the side. It's a little bit easier to do, and you can pull out the Matrix, maybe. Or you can beat it in pulling it. What is actually even happening here? Come on. Come on, Matrix. Matrix of Leadership. Use Megatron's gun to pull out the Matrix. Ah, there it goes. So, it's tiny. I mean, he holds it if you really want to. I'll show that here in a second. But nice painted detail on there as well. You got this nice clearish blue sort of jewel right there. Silver, the copper color around there. Nice paint detail on the inside. You can see that you got some nice silver and everything. You got what looks like a gunmetal gray on there. So you can open that. And the one thing that's really impressive are the hands on this. As you can see, they're articulated just at this joint here, but you can actually open that up. And let's see, you can rotate that around. It's a little bit tricky to get his hands brought in because they don't, you can't really get that in there. So I don't know if you're going to be able to really hold this. Here, hold on. You can do something like that, I guess, with them. And it looks small. But the fact that they thought to include that is pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. And it doesn't, like I said, little masterpiece figure here, basically. It doesn't ruin the figure at all by putting an extra gimmick in there. I mean, that works still very nicely. It closes very well. I'm super impressed with it. Staying zoomed in here to take a closer look at the figure. Gorgeous head sculpt. There's a few parts that are on here that I feel are reused from that Siege one. I do think the head is. You can see that he kind of has blue for the eyes. Hopefully you can kind of see that inside there. But the rest of the head sculpt is fantastic. Chest looks good. You got that really nice blue there. Love the fact that his smokestacks are a little bit taller. Gorgeous Autobot logo there. The arms clean up very nicely. I mean, really the ugliest part is this. And honestly, if you wanted to, that just posts in there. I mean, you could take that off if you really wanted. I mean, he does now have this weird butt thing here, but you could totally take that off if you really wanted. That's quite impressive, in my opinion, that he cleans up that nice. I mean, just leaving it like that doesn't really look all that bad. The sides here look good. Gorgeous paint throughout it. I mean, I guess you could kind of say that he's got this little bit that shows through, but oh well, it's not terrible. Legs look really good. Love how they got all those gorgeous truck details in there. I mean, I'm trying to look here. I mean, there's... I'm trying to see what parts are again reused, and I feel like the only thing that's really reused, I want to say, is like the front section here, and then, like I said, the head. Now, for a size comparison, well, just a comparison in general, coming back here, obviously, is the new guy, and here's the Siege Optimus Prime. Basically, the exact same figure, but again, cleans up so much nicer. I mean, like, this guy had like a lot of, and it's amazing because I didn't mind it all that much, but it now looking at it with him, it cleans up so much better. You come around to the back, he had this big giant backpack. Again, I mean, I didn't mind it all that much, but cleans up so nicely. I guess the feet are probably, the feet look like they're the same as well. So these front bits right here are, and yeah, you can totally see like the parts are in here have been filled in by what you had with this. So they changed the legs, obviously, except for the front part. The thighs are different. Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, the head definitely looks like it's the same. Maybe the upper part of the arm? I don't know. I mean, like, these pieces don't move. Yeah, no, maybe not even the upper parts of the arm. I mean, that all looks pretty much the same. So, not a lot was reused between the two. But there's a couple parts that definitely are. But just, I mean, I didn't know. Let's be honest. I didn't know that they could have done a better job than this guy. I was that impressed with him. This thing wins all day. Just for another comparison, here he is with the Megatron figure. We are getting a new Megatron. I don't know really how I feel about that one. I kind of feel like this one looks a little bit better. So I don't know per se if this Megatron is going to leave my collection. I can say that this well, not this Optimus. This is my boy Brad Mulls, who's being nice enough to let me use this still. But the regular one is still in my collection. This one is going to get replaced, obviously, by that. That Megatron, though, I don't know. Really don't think that is. Now, for his articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a nice range of motion there. Gorgeous paint on it. You can kind of see a metallic paint on there, which does look really very nice. The shoulders here do rotate. They hinge in and out, rotates at the upper part of the bicep, has a 90-degree bend at the elbow. The wrists rotate. The hands have that nice articulation point at the fingers. Again, gorgeous blue paint. I talked about how really nice the hands look. The blue paint on the hands looks fantastic. That's really very impressive. He does rotate at the waist, but the back section here does kind of get in the way. So if you wanted to get a full range of motion, you kind of have to open things up, and then you get a more range of motion with it. Just kind of part of the transformation. The hips here move forward and back. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. Bend at the knee at a really good bend. Again, I love how they have a little piece that comes out, kind of filling in that gap so that it doesn't look too weird. You come down to the ankles. I guess you kind of could say that he's got toe articulation, just again as part of the transformation. And then they do have a nice pivot, which again, you get this little piece that comes out here that kind of covers, so you can get him spreading fairly wide and looking good. I'm absolutely blown away by this guy. One of the best Optimus Prime figures that we have gotten in, I don't even know how long. He just is that freaking good, honestly. Like, I've said it several times, and I sound like I'm a broken record, but he absolutely seems like a miniature masterpiece. I mean, that's just how good he really turned out. Hasbro, you guys have nailed this figure in a way that honestly I didn't know that I needed. I mean, like I said, that Siege one is just so good that I just couldn't believe that they could do better, and they did. So without question, guys, I would recommend picking him up. Even if you have that other Siege one, this guy looks great in a display. And the Earthrise line has me super excited about everything else that's coming out. I cannot honestly think of any Siege figures that really didn't excite me. And that now carries over into Earthrise. I'm just curious what they're going to do for the third phase of this War for Cybertron trilogy. What else can they do? Only time will tell. But all that being said, if Earthrise Optimus Prime is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retailers right now. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and just go to places online such as Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon. For those places, I'll put links right down in the video description where you can go to them and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. Also, as I talked about, this roller, I'm going to put a link down in the video description as well where you can pick this up. I was actually a little bit mistaken. You don't have to pay for this. The file is provided free for you. So if you do have a 3D printer, you can download the file and then print your own figure, which, hell, that's even a better deal. But all of that stuff will be down in the video description. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one small thing for me, and that's simply just to hit that thumbs up button. Right now, there is all sorts of uncertainty with YouTube, whether it be subscription notices going out, being able to leave comments, or even the uncertainty of what COPPA has done to us. Every little thing that you can do really does help channels like mine stay relevant and get promoted through YouTube's algorithm. So whatever you can do for that, whether it being hitting that thumbs up button, leaving comments, goes towards what they call audience engagement. And the higher the engagement, the more that they are likely to promote your stuff. And if you're able to help out doing that, that's a huge help. If you have the means, and if you enjoy my content a little bit more, other options such as Patreon are available to you. And through the contributions of my patrons, reviews like this will continue to be possible. So if you'd like information on that, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.